Landscapes, your perfect lover. I could hardly sleep because of all the anticipation. This morning my new partner would be delivered. Last month I saw the ad for Manscapes, a new, fully functional artificial lover. At first I worried that it might be like that old movie with the automaton wives, but the technician assured me these guys could adapt and learn, becoming the perfect lover. Okay, nobody's perfect, but at least he'd be better than the string of losers I'd endured over the last few years. Even my morning tea could not calm me down. I checked myself in the hallway full-length mirror. Still viable after all these years. Could use a bit more tone and definition, but at least I've still got all my own hair and its original color with a little help from dye. Perhaps I should have considered spending the money on rejuvenative surgery, but I reasoned what was the good of looking better if the guys you met were still rejects. I paced back and forth by the bay window, looking down over Castro Street for the delivery van. People walked along the sidewalk, cars zoomed to and fro, a bus, a scooter. At precisely 9 o'clock, the buzzer sounded its annoying loud hum from below. I had left my home as original as possible, and I chose not to install a modern security system with a view screen. I pressed the century-old, wobbly talk button and asked who it was. "Delivery," came the curt but masculine reply. I pressed the door release, and the sound of the remote hum and mechanical clack of the lock made my dick swell a little. From the top of the stairs I could see a dark shadow lifting a large, rectangular box, about the size of a refrigerator, up to me. At least if any of the nosy neighbors wondered what I had gotten, it looked something like a new appliance. Once he reached the top, I got a good look at the delivery guy's face. He was kind of cute, about my age, with a head full of curly, dark blonde hair. "Marks?" he asked. It's Marcus. Yeah, it's spelled Marquess, but it's pronounced like Marcus. I had this trouble all the time. "Oh, sorry. I have your delivery here." He indicated the large cardboard container. "Where's your high voltage?" I was kind of old-fashioned about certain things and did not like electric clothes dryers. The building had been piped for natural gas, and I used that instead. The high-voltage receptacle sat unused. I started moving toward the utility area, but then a question popped into my head. "Why do you need a high-voltage plug?" The delivery guy picked up the box and followed me. "It's for the recharging unit," he smiled, creating adorable little creases and dimples. He had model good looks. Perhaps this was his day job. We went through the kitchen, and I stood outside the alcove next to the gas stove and pointed at the empty plug. I didn't know how much that box weighed, but he hefted it around like a feather pillow. "Where do you want it?" he inquired, and my mind started running erotic scenarios. Why couldn't he be the package instead of its deliverer? What? I had to pull myself back into reality. Placing one hand in front of my growing crotch probably did little to conceal my arousal. "The recharging unit. You could either place it here," he indicated a space right outside the pantry, but that would make getting out the back door rather difficult. "Or we could move your machines around a bit to make room for it in there." He pointed into the alcove. "Yeah, I like that better," I managed to mumble. "Great." He smiled again, melting my resolve just a bit more. "Give me about 5 minutes and I'll have it all ready to go." "Sure, I'll be over there." I pointed to the breakfast nook overlooking the street. I could sit and finish my tea and try not to drool all over this guy. I sat sipping, gazing, cruising, listening to the noises coming from the kitchen. The scraping, bumping, rattling sounds stopped a few minutes later, and the gorgeous guy walked up to me. "All ready to go, Marcus." His voice radiated calm and sensuality. Almost perfect. Yeah." I stood, or rather attempted to stand, with a bit of a boner. "Do you want to see it?" he asked with a smiling invitation. The bit of a boner went full staff. I tried to hide the bulge, but I could sense his eyes looking down at my crotch. He walked back to the kitchen, and I followed him with a bit of a limp. In the crook of the utility area stood a clear, cylindrical thing that resembled a shower stall with a dome over it. "What's that?" I asked. He walked into it and turned around. "It's my recharging unit. Does it fit okay?" He moved his hands around to indicate the placement. "Your recharging unit?" I nearly came in my pants. "You mean you're the guy?" "Yes, I'm the guy." He pointed at himself, then stuck out his hand to shake.